Good morning, people. You joined me this morning. Motherfucking Monday. How are we all feeling? I want you to tell me in the comments as you are jumping on. So, motherfucking Monday is all about let's say it, let's see it, let's start the week right. And today, when I was tuning in, I want to talk to you today about fear, about letting go of the fear. So as you're jumping on, make sure on Facebook you've given StreamYard permission. And on Insta, give me a shout out. So how are you feeling this morning? It is the 4th of January. And can you feel, I don't know about you guys, but can you feel this energy that is brewing? We are literally on the edge of something so brand new. And I want to talk to you today about how actually we need to step into that so we can really fully appreciate the energy of this and to move forwards with that clear understanding, that clear knowing. And I want to talk to you today about letting go of the fear, because that fear is the thing that's holding you back, and that bad boy needs looking at and letting go of. So let me introduce myself. I am Diana Nash, aka the Badass Woo. I love taking the spiritually skeptical but curious and teaching them that actually when you step onto your path, when we clear back the layers, that's when we find ourselves, our true selves, and we step into a bigger, brighter, more beautiful life that is so full of ease and flow. Boom, shakalaka. So, fear. What is fear? How do you know it's fear? It's that feeling. It's that nagging doubt. It is that procrastination, putting it off. Let me know if these are resonating with you. All of these things are fear-based. And when I talk about fear-based, if we're talking about energy and vibration, the higher the vibe, the more amazing it makes you feel. So when we talk about vibes, let's talk about excitement. Let's talk about joy. Let's talk about pleasure. Let's talk about those, and let's feel the energy of those. They are high vibes. They are high vibing emotions. Now, when we look at lower based emotions such as guilt, anger, anxiety, they are lower based emotions, and they hold with them a dense energy. And those kind of emotions are fear-based emotions. They are the emotions and energy that keep us held down. And when we want to expand, when we want to grow, when we want to step into that next version of ourselves, what happens is we're met with a barrier. Or as I like to think of it, as a bit of resistance. So if we think of resistance, it's something that we can push against, and it's a bit spongy. So as we push against that resistance, it does that a bit. Now, sometimes for some people, that resistance feels like a solid brick wall. And that solid brick wall is so firm because their fear and their resistance is so strong. It is so scary to step through that other side, to see what's that other side, that resistance feels like a solid wall. When we are serving from a place that is more heart-led, we still feel fear and resistance. We still feel that. We are not exempt from that because we are spiritual beings in human existence, right? But what happens with that existent resistance is it feels a little bit spongy. It feels like, oh, if I push it, it moves a bit. Naturally, what we need to do is to learn to lean into that fear, to learn to feel that, and to acknowledge it. So when we hit upon something, when we're going through life and everything's cool, and then all of a sudden something comes up and we go, I really want to do that. That feels like that's the right path for me, but there's something in the way. And so we can do one or two things. We can go, oh, there's something blocking the way. I'm not going to do it. There's something blocking the way, and actually I don't want to push into that because that feels a bit like it's not so easy. I might have to do something. I don't feel comfortable to do it. It's out of my comfort zone. And we stand back and we don't do anything. But guess what? We don't progress on our journey, and we just stay where we are. Now, for some people, that's cool. And for some people who probably aren't as awakened or enlightened or on their spiritual path, staying where they are is okay. But for some people, that's not an option. And so for those people, what we must do, me included, is to go on our path, feel that resistance, find that spongy thing and go, switch that frame of mind. Let's get curious. Let's get curious and excited about, wow, here is almost like a hidden path. What is going to happen when I push through this thing? What is going to open up? What is going to be on the other side? Let me lean into that. Let me explore. Let me examine. Let me get so excited about what could be through here. And I almost picture, like, you know, if you're going through the jungle and you're swatting away and you're cutting through all of the overgrowth, and then all of a sudden you find the most beautiful thing the other side. You find the most epic waterfall, and it takes your breath away. And you're so glad that you are there. You're like a sweaty mess. You're a sweaty mess and you're feeling knackered. But when you've got through that other side, you've found the most beautiful thing. And feel the energy as I talk about that. Feel that energy as you imagine the possibility that awaits you the other side as you've gone through that. And that is what we are talking about. That is the next level. That is how we push through the resistance and we grow through it. And that is how we continue to move forwards. And it's really important that we do that, because we are not here just to be in the here and now and that's it. You are not the same person you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 months ago. We are always growing and evolving. And for those people who feel stuck and lost, it's because you're not allowing yourself to evolve. That's so important. We must continue to grow and evolve. Our souls, let me get a bit woo on you. Our souls are here to learn. We're here to grow and expand and experience this human experience in its fullest, and that includes really massive highs, really shitty lows, and all of the bits in between. We are here not to shy away from the experience. We are here to embrace it with our explorer hats on, to really feel it, to really understand it. And then in this life, when we can step onto that path, we can then be guided to do our soul's work, what we are meant to be doing, the things that light us up, the things that come so easily once we push past that resistance, which is fear. That is what it is, and that is what is holding you back, my loves. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? I don't think I have seen you before. Have I seen you before? Correct me if I have. Good morning, my darling. Excuse the squeaky chair. I keep threatening to get rid of it, but there's just something about it I love its little squeaky quirkiness. So, is this resonating this morning? Tell me if this is resonating with you, because so often when we're met with a little bit of resistance, we take that as a sign to not do anything, to stand back and to just stay still. And actually, if that's okay for you, that's cool, but that's not okay for me. And the women I want to work with that light me up, that make my soul vibrate and set me on fire, they're the women who feel that fear but do it anyway. And that's why we keep moving forwards. That's why, you know, the people that go, oh, it's all right for them. Well, no, it's not all right for them. Those people have got the brown pants to prove that they've shat themselves, and they've still done it anyway. And they've just got to the other side. And all that is they've just taken a few more actions. They've just taken a few more steps than you to get where they are. So instead of looking at them and going, it's all right for you, oh, I wish I had what they had, all that person has done is taken action. All that person has done is just lent into that fear rather than stepping away from the resistance. That's the only difference between you and them. The only difference. And you, my loves, can have it all. You can have it all. You've just got to lean into it. Good morning, Sandra. How are we, darling? So that's what I was led to talk to you about. So how is that resonating with you? Tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments, because Spirit are stepping forwards and making me be still, because they really want you to understand this. And this is how I teach. This is why it's so important for you to understand these learnings and lessons. And this, my loves, is part of being spiritual. So for those of you who are like, oh, spiritual, that's a bit out there. It's not. We all understand the law of attraction. We all understand about the universe and manifesting. And if you don't, drop me a comment. Let's talk about those things. What we think, what we feel, we put out there, and we draw that into us. So if we're thinking and feeling from that fear-based level, that we're scared of things, we don't have enough, we're worried about everything, then what happens is we send that vibration, because our thoughts and feelings are vibrations. We send those out and we draw to us those experiences. So we're going to draw to us the people that are going to make us feel scared, feel like we haven't got enough. We're going to not have the bank balances. We're going to feel uncertain in ourselves because that's what we've asked for. And the universe is always listening. I like to talk about it like the Argos catalogue. And for those of you who are from my generation, you'll know this. I used to love getting the Argos catalogue and flicking through and making my little fantasy list of all the things I wanted. So I like to liken the universe to the Argos catalogue because it is unlimited possibility. We have the book there and we can choose what we want. And when we focus on that, and we focus on that, and we focus on that, and we brought that into our existence, that comes into our world. But if we are going, oh, I want all these things in the Argos book, I want all these things in the Argos book, oh my God, I'm trying to think of something that was on my catalogue. Oh, Chinese bedding. Remember when Chinese style stuff was really in with all the Chinese symbols? I want that bedding. But actually, what I'm thinking and feeling is, I haven't got enough. I'm not good enough. I'm never going to have that. We're at a mismatch vibrationally. We cannot bring that into our existence because what we're thinking and feeling is our truth. And that is those low vibe stuff, that stuff we want up here, that beautiful stuff is on a higher vibration. And so we cannot reach it because we're down here and that is up here. So we've got to raise our vibration. We've got to understand the thoughts, the feelings, the words, what we're putting out there. But then we've got to go a layer deeper. We've got to understand where that came from. Why am I doing the things I'm doing? Because a lot of this stuff is unconscious. We don't even know we're doing it. We don't even realize where it's come from. Quite often that stuff is not even our stuff. It is stuff that is passed on to us. We've been told it. That's what our families have believed. And we take that on as our own belief. So when we can strip back the layers, and this is part of my mission, is to help you to strip back and get that understanding of yourself. And when we have that understanding of ourself, I feel the energy now as I talk about this, feel the energy change. When we have that understanding of ourselves, it is like a light bulb goes off inside us. It's like for the first time, we feel heard, we feel seen, we feel like we get it. We finally get it. Somebody has helped us to find that missing piece, the piece that we didn't even know was missing. They shine the light for us. And sometimes we need that external view, those external eyes to look, to help us to see the things we can't. And that's why I've just invested in a year-long coach to help me to find my blind spots, because I want to keep growing. I don't want to stay where I am, because where I am is beautiful, yes. But if where I am is beautiful, imagine where I can get to if I find even more of those blind spots and I keep growing and keep stepping deeper, further into my path, into my truth, into my core. Imagine where I can serve. Good morning over on Instagram. Good morning, honey. Imagine where you could step to if you let go of those fears, if you let go of those worries, if you let go of all that low vibe stuff. Imagine what your life would look like, not just when we're in the dreaming phase and we're thinking of all the things we want to call in on a grassroots level every single day, to wake up without the fear, without the worry, without the overwhelm, without the whirling mind that questions every single thing we've ever thought, or anything we say, or anything we feel. Because so many people are caught on the hamster wheel, going round and round and round. And give me a yes in the comments if this is you, if you feel like this, if you have felt like this, because you'll know sometimes that makes you wake up feeling nauseous. You can't sleep. And I have been through that. In fact, not long ago, I've been working through that, but I know I'm at I'm on the edge of another growth, another up level. And so what happens when we are ready to expand, it feels uncomfortable. Sandra, yes, Shiva, get it. When we're on the edge of growth and change, we start to feel uneasy because what we've known starts to kind of become uncertain, because we know that we're ready to step into the next level or layer. And there's two ways, again, we can deal with that. We can go, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I feel I need to do it, and I'm going to step into that. And we feel the fear and we do it anyway. And we just trust that we're going to get held and caught, and that we have the people around us to guide us. Or we go, oh, this feels uneasy, so I'm going to do stuff to make myself feel better. I'm going to go and eat some chocolate. I'm going to drink some wine. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And we do all the things to sidetrack us, and that keeps us back here, when actually our soul, our spirit, us as humans, are ready to move forward for the next experience, the next layer and level of growth. If you imagine somebody, let's take it, let me give you another analogy, that you are in a career and you've started off at the very entry level and you've worked your way up and you've got to a pretty good position. But now you're ready for the next promotion, like the big boss promotion that you feel really scared about, because with it comes responsibility and all those other things that you start to tell yourself, oh my God, if I do that, I'm going to be working these hours and blah, blah, blah. And it's almost like you talk yourself out of it, because you don't want to take that journey because it feels too big, it feels too scary. And so you don't. Or maybe you do. And maybe you go for that job and you get that job. And actually, once you find your feet, you feel, I know what I'm doing now. I'm bossing this job. I know I can do this. And you get the beautiful salary that increases and all of those perks and benefits. You get a PA, you get your own office, and all of those things. So at every point of growth, there is the two options. We can stay safe, we can stay where we are, and we can go back into our little cave. Or we can stretch and grow and find on the other side that beautiful space that we can grow into. And that's where I want to take my people. Good morning, Nicola. Hi, darling. How are we? That's where we can grow into. But we've got to understand the difference between feeling a little bit of resistance, which is fear, and doing it anyway, leaning into that fear, or feeling that fear and telling ourselves all of the things that we tell ourselves. We're not good enough. Why? That's not for me. I haven't got the money. I don't have the time. This, that is all the stories you're telling yourself. When actually, when we're following our hearts, when we know that that is the next thing, we can take action. Who has found the time, the money, the energy to suddenly get up and get ready when your mate's gone, let's go for drinks, and you've gone, I don't know, okay, yeah. And then you've had a wicked night. It's the same thing. It's the same principles. You've got yourself up. You've taken that time. So let's take away the time equation. You found some money to go and buy a few drinks. Let's take away the money equation. And you've made the effort and the energy when you've not been feeling in the mood. There are times in your life when you have gone through those boundaries and those stories that you tell yourself, and those stories that you tell yourself are the ones that keep you where you are. And when we understand our stories, we can become the narrator, we can become the author of our lives and take back that power. And that's what I want you to understand, is that we feel the fear, we lean into the fear, and that's when we go the other side. So motherfucking Monday, what have you woken up with? What is the thing on your mind? I want you to tell me in the comments, what is the thing on your mind that is coming up for you this morning? Because when we can see it and understand it, then we can take action on it. But if all of our stuff is always hidden and we're not talking about it, we're not bringing it up to the conscious, it just bubbles away, and that stuff is energy, and it makes us feel crap, and it influences our entire days. It influences our entire experiences, how we're showing up every single day, how we're communicating with others. It impacts our relationships, because really we're feeling something that is discord inside. and we're not allowing ourselves to lean into that and really understand it. And the more we can get our detective hat on, and the more we can dig in and really see those things, the more we can do something about it, the more empowered we can become. And that is how you move forwards. Shall we just drop the mic there? Boom, shakalaka. That's how we do it. This is how we do it. Yes. Good morning, Tammy over on Insta. Big up your bad self. So this is what we're talking about. I am coming to the end, my darlings, but I really want you to understand this, that letting go of fear is the biggest, bestest present you can give yourself. And it's understanding how to do that in a way that feels like you are still secure, because fear serves a purpose in a way, because it keeps us safe. It makes us feel safe, so we don't do that thing. And the way we can get the courage and the confidence to move forward, to do that thing we want, to do that job, to go out on our own, to say yes to that relationship, the way we do that is knowing that we have that security. But that security doesn't come from the outside. That security comes from you internally, knowing that you have the tools, that you know what to do, that you can hold yourself, but also that you're going to be supported and held and cheered on, and that you're going to be okay. And we all need that. We all need that in our lives. And this is what I bring you. I bring you the understanding. I bring you the detective hat. I hand you the monocle so you can look, and I show you where. I guide the light for you to look. Good morning, Emma. Yes. And talking of feeling the fear and doing it anyway, talking about stepping into your next version, Emma has signed up to Soul Aligned. There are 2 days left. 2 days? Is today the 4th? Yes. There are 2 days left. The doors close in 2 days, where I'm going to teach you all of the things I've talked about. I'm going to teach you that on a much deeper level. I'm going to be your tour guide, teaching you all of the tools that I have used to understand where I am. All of the tools that I have developed myself, all of the learnings, all of the worries, the fears, all of that stuff, how I've learned to get through it. I've put together in a beautiful 6-week journey with me, where I'm there holding your hand, loving you, holding you, supporting you, so you feel safe. You're going to feel that light switch on. You're going to feel like for the first time, oh my goodness, I finally see these things. Light bulbs, the fireworks are just going to be popping off. It's like, oh my God, I never understood that. That's why I felt like that. Oh my God, that's why that's happened. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And we're there. Not only me, but a beautiful supportive collective of women. So you're going to develop this network, support network, because another thing that came up to me was so many women out there do not have this support network to feel like someone else has got their back, someone who gets it, someone who just gets it. That's what I'm going to give you, because you're going to go through this journey as a collective, all growing, all learning, all experiencing together. And these relationships last beyond the program. So there's 6 weeks. You get a live teach with me every Monday. You get a live question and cuppa session. So for me, it's really important that I don't just teach you the things, that I hold you as well. So you feel like someone has your back. Someone has your back, and that is me, cheering you on, sharing with you. And you have no hold bars access to me. In those live sessions, we're going to get deep. I'm going to help you, and I will not stop until I know you're okay. That is the difference. I'm going to make you do the work, but I'm going to love and cheer you at the same time. We're going to have a giggle along the way, because growing and developing does not have to be hard work. In fact, I'm going to show you it's quite the opposite. And yes, there will be times when there is the feeling of that resistance. It feels a bit sticky and stiff. But I'm going to talk you through that. I'm going to love you through that, and I'm going to get you through that. So those doors are open to Soul Aligned, 6 weeks with me for the next 2 days. And this program I'm offering, because of all the stuff that's going on in the world, I'm offering it half price. It will never, ever be that again. But I want to do my bit to make sure that my people can do the journeys they need to do. So I'm bringing it to you half price, which is bonkers, I know. but I was just guided to do it because I need you guys to do this work. This, for me, if you want to come and step into my world deeper, is the foundational level to do it. I need you to get these principles so that if you want to explore spirituality further, if you want to develop yourself further, first we have to do this, because I have to teach you how to still the mind. I have to teach you how to come back to yourself, because if we want to carry on and do that healing and that growing work on a deeper level, we have to first understand these principles, to shine the light into the darkness, to build that awareness of yourself so that you can continue on. Because I want to create an empowered army, legacy behind me of women who are switched on, who have their lights on, and who know how to manage that so nobody else can take their light away, because you're in charge. And once you understand that, once you're so empowered, that's when you continue to move forwards, because I don't want you to need me for the rest of your life. I want to teach you these tools and then take you on your next journey, your next journey, your next journey. And eventually, I want you to fly. I want you to fly on your own, spread those wings and feel that freedom and joy of when you are truly connected and aligned. That's what I want for you. And that's what I'm going to bring you. So if you are ready, 2 more days to jump in with me. Yes, Emma, hell yeah, baby, so excited. Yes, I'm so excited. I've also redone the workbooks and the teachers. I've updated them since the last program. I've brought even more, and the energy I have put into those has just blown my mind. I sat back and I actually messaged my coach and I went, I am in awe of what I have written for these women. I cannot wait for them to go through this experience. It's almost like you going through it reminds me of it as well. And I grow and I go on this journey with you. Like when I'm in, I am in, and you will learn that. Okay, morning, Dina. Hey, girl. Okay, so feel the fear, but do it anyway. If you want to know more about Soul Aligned, please ask me. Please send me a message. I will happily have a chat with you, and we can see if Soul Aligned is right for you, because I'm not all about just selling for the sake of it. It has to be right for you, because otherwise you won't do the work and you won't get the results, and you'll say that doesn't work. And actually it does, but you have to be ready. And so I only want the women that are ready to take this journey, because that means you'll do the work and you'll get the results. And that's what I want. Hey, boo, no worries, darling, no worries at all. So drop me a message if Soul Aligned feels like it's right for you, but I'm going to take you on a 6-week journey to connect back into your heart, to switch those lights on so you can get clarity, so you can stop the overwhelm, and you can finally live that life that serves your heart, sets your fart, wow, I mean, whatever, we're all friends here, sets your heart on fire is what I wanted to say, but there we go. Chloe, there you are. That was a bit of a giggle for you. So whatever you're doing today, have a beautiful day. Reach out and message me if you want to talk about Soul Aligned. And I will see you all on Wednesday for Woo Wednesday. If not, take good care, my loves, and I will speak to you